Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and
in
the
the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's now.
And today, y'all, we are jumping into our review of The Other Way. I know you're going to see us twice and be like, damn, because we did it back to back. Okay. Now, this is The Other Way, season 5, episode 5. I believe this one was called something about no Wi-Fi or something like that. But it's basically good job.
About Mary.
Right. It's something about Mary. That's what they should have. But shout out to TLC. Y'all been listening. It's getting better. The titles are getting better.
It's making sense.
Right. So, Shade Squad, we just want to say we appreciate y'all. And new viewers, we want to say welcome. But we are one away. I hope that when I wake up tomorrow, I won't even be saying one. I hope I'll be saying 501, 502, 503. But if you find it in your heart, because it is completely free to do so, please make sure that you hit the like button.
And the subscribe button.
And that's most important. But yeah, y'all, let's get into it. Because it is something about Mary. She really makes my itch. But anyway, let's get into it and let's get shady. Mary. All right. Brandan wakes up after his first night in the Philippines. He didn't sleep well. He wasn't expecting to sleep head to foot. And he woke up in the middle of the night and Mary wasn't there. She decided, I'm
tired of getting kicked in the back of my head.
Right. Well, that's your fault for sleeping head to foot. And you don't know how he sleep. So this makes Brandan question how comfortable Mary really is, although they've been talking for 2 years. And Mary knows that Brandan feels a way about her leaving the room, but she says she's nervous. And she doesn't want to be intimate, and she feels things are, a little bit different in person than being on the phone. I said, well, y'all sleep and eat together on the phone.
Okay, so you agree? Because I was about to say, do you agree with him or do you agree with her? Because I would
and I'm going to speak from, I can't speak from 90 Day Fiancé perspective, guys. But have I met somebody online? Have I developed a relationship? Have I flown to see them in the US? Absolutely. And I can assure you, if your emotional connection is like that, you are definitely not like, granted, it's a different culture, so I will give her grace. It's a different culture. He's in a different place. They have different rules. But it is weird to me because all this anticipation you had, and it's 2 years.
But no. What it is for me is the fact that they were a part of each other's lives more than people that actually live together.
Right.
Because even two people that live together, they leave, they go to work, they don't see each other for 8 hours, they come home. They literally saw each other and spoke to each other all day, every day. You knew everything that this person was doing, except for when she was lying and disconnecting the Wi-Fi. But he was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But I can't understand. Like I understand where he's coming from. I can't understand how you feel uncomfortable now that I'm here in person. What is the difference? You literally saw me all day. Like he said, you saw me take a shit.
She may be uncomfortable because, and this is just my opinion, I think she may be uncomfortable because in person, I think that she is scared he might see through her. He's not able to do that over the phone. And I think as he continues to be with her, he's going to start to see right through her. It was easier for her to put on this facade in which she could unplug her Wi-Fi. And now she can't do, he's around. And clearly she is a compulsive liar. So we know they supposed to have a baby on the way. So congratulations to them. But I feel for Brandan because she's a liar. She's a liar. She lies to her grandfather. She lies to him. She's a liar. And don't think nothing about it. But anyway, we'll get into that. So now she goes, and this is another thing that I didn't like. So I don't watch like my 600-pound life and stuff like that, and I'm not judging nobody that does or nothing like that. I personally, like, it literally physically would probably make me sick seeing somebody eat like that, right? So, and I eat a lot. Nels can tell you. So it's, to see her just sit there and shove food down his mouth was a problem for me.
So initially,
And then she was like, "Oh, because I want him to be a big teddy bear." That's super it's just super unhealthy.
So initially, I thought it was cute initially. I was like, okay, she being a cute little wifey. She got his hot water ready. You know, she made him some breakfast. And then I was like, oh, and she wanted to feed him. And then she was like, literally stuffing this food down his mouth. She was like, because I want something soft or something to hold like a teddy bear. I'm like,
you're a whole grown woman. And not to mention, if you want to go hug Teddy anyway, and not to mention, are any of her friends big? Is anybody in her family big? But you want to make him the one big person? No, because this is how
she don't want nobody
manipulative.
to be attracted to his ass.
Right. That's how manipulative she is. I want you to look out of place in this thin ass country and be at the oddball, and nobody's really checking for you. And then I could start to use the fact that, oh, well, you can't really do nothing because you're too big. Like, no, I definitely think she's manipulative. She's super, super manipulative, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. But anyway, so then he goes out with her grandfather. There's another thing that I didn't like. So it's really like kind of his first day there, because
he's like, what we doing? When he knows
right, he seems excited. And she's like, nah, you got to go work on this farm. That's what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna sit back and watch. Don't believe me, just watch. So he goes out there. He's, he really is insistent on wearing these boots. And she's like, I really don't think you should wear the boots. I initially
thought the boots were a great idea when I saw that.
I thought so too. But he got in that water and he sank faster than, it was terrible. Like, I don't know if it's like quicksand or what's the stuff that but
it's called caca.
He finally gets out the boots, and it was so bad, Mary couldn't even pull him out after he got out of them. She still couldn't pull him out. I said, that's pretty bad. So he's riding this little thing behind the caribou, and he's trying not to fall off into the cow piss and dung and all those other fun things. And grandpa's just out here. He's like, he's sad. And I actually thought he did pretty good for somebody who's never done it before. I could appreciate it.
But I also don't think the grandfather had a good idea of what he thought farming was.
Right, because I think
our idea of farming is not that.
Well, I think even his idea, because I think he thought he was just gonna go like mow the lawn or like do some like basic yard work. I don't think he realized they were really.
Well, he did say harvesting some fruit.
Anybody can apple pick, but
I mean, shoot, I would have thought, what am I doing? I would have thought I'd have been in some grass fields doing something. I would have never thought I would have been.
Well, it will be a field of rice eventually. There will be a field.
Rice growing from shit water. I'm confused.
Lord Jesus, help us. Okay. So
I never even thought about how the hell rice grows, but I for damn sure didn't think it grows.
Look, you definitely got me rethinking my box of basmati up there. Okay. So then,
brown rice, girl, that's how I get brown. It's all natural.
I thank God I don't eat brown rice.
So all they do is diet, girl.
So Mary says that it's important that Brandan learns all of this because this is how they make their money and they feed their family. And Brandan asks whether they should be honest with her grandfather about them kissing. And she's like, no, why would we do that? That don't make no sense. And he's like, but I don't want to lose his respect. And I said, this is what I'm talking about. He has some sense of integrity and she doesn't.
He was like, I want him to respect me as a man, just like I respect him as a man.
Right. So then, after they, spend their time out in the rice fields and on the caribou, they go and sit down and have a conversation. And, he basically tells Mary to translate, and he lets her grandfather know he had fun. And the grandfather, was like, You did all right. He basically lies to him and tell him he did
He's like,
okay.
yeah, you got stuck in the mud though. I mean,
Right.
okay, you did good, homie.
Yeah, you did all right.
But
And
we ain't gonna grow no rice from next year, but
right. But Brandon basically tells, basically tells the grandfather that he, has a lot of respect for him, and in him having respect, he wants to share with him that basically he broke his rule and kissed Mary when he saw her at the airport. Now, here's another thing that I felt like was super stupid on her part. If you cared that much for him, why wouldn't you say he didn't know the rules?
there was so you know what? Let me say this. There was a lot of things that I felt like Brandon said that would have came off super respectful and
But the way she translated it,
and super apologetic. But the way she translated, but then I was like, I wonder if it's editing. I hope it's editing. That maybe they're just trying to get through the damn scene.
no, I think, and unfortunately, I think we see it on others. Like, I feel like unfortunately that's where people take advantage. That's like Rishi. If he had a chance to translate, he's never gonna actually say. And I just thought that was really terrible.
But even if she's
because
not
even
saying,
if she didn't throw herself under the bus, she could have just said he didn't know the rules.
well, no, even if she didn't want to say that, right? She didn't even translate that. He's sorry, and they did kiss when they first met or whatever. All she said was we kissed. So even if she didn't want to say, oh yeah, I didn't tell him the rules, she didn't even make him sound apologetic.
I agree. Well, the grandfather said, I got one for you. Well, now y'all better be setting a date to get married. And her and Brandon are like, what you talking about? Married? And they think he's playing. And granddad is like, no, we need to set a date. Y'all need to start making plans.
Brandon's like, all I did was kiss this girl.
Talk about a shotgun wedding. And ain't nobody even knocked up yet.
I hope they did before she got knocked up.
Well, yeah. So then they decide that they are going to go meet with, they're going to go to the beach.
Well, he did formally ask for permission.
Oh yeah, he did formally ask for permission.
And he gave it to him. As long as they get married.
As long as they're getting married. Because you just ain't going to be kissing and not married. Okay. He said, my granddaughter is not a maid nor a mattress. Now, Brandon.
She's a liar.
She's a liar. But that's it. And a manipulator, but that's it.
That too.
Yeah. So Brandon and Mary headed to the beach. They're taking.
First of all, can I say I appreciate the fact that Brandon was trying to clean up and get rid of some of these bugs.
I really did appreciate that too.
I said, yes, Brandon. He was like, he cleaned off the damn light bulb. It had bugs on the light bulb.
He was like, oh, jumping spiders. I said, yeah, not me.
I said, oh my God, Brandon. You know what? Let me say something. I really can't stand the fact that they stayed on the phone 24/7. But Brandon really does show me, back from when I found out he bought the whole damn house himself, to his integrity, to him making the effort to get rid of the bugs and clean up.
He seems like a decent dude.
Right? They always
and that's why she's scared.
And they always end up with the nasty bitches.
Gotta love it. So
you know what they say about opposites attract.
So Mary takes them takes him on her little tricycle to see her friends. I don't have their names. It was
I know one of them is Pong. I like Pong.
Pong. Basically, he's like, so what do your friends think about me? And so she's like, well, they do have a problem with your jealousy. And he's like, well, hold on. Did you tell them that you just as crazy, if not crazier?
Worse. I can't even have male or female friends.
Nah, he can't have male friends because they may have girlfriends,
wives, sisters. That's a problem. She was like, yeah, but I knew my friends before you, and you just met your friends. He said, the fuck that matter? She said, well, it mattered to me.
Right. It's just terrible. And then basically she tells him that well, I met them before you, and You know, they've been since I was little. And so when they show up, it's kind of awkward. They ain't really got nothing to say to each other for real, for real. But they basically start off with, you know, they know that he's a little bit jealous, but they actually want them to have a very healthy relationship. And I could appreciate this. The friends actually do seem like they're here for the relationship, because I love how they hold Mary accountable even when she tries to lie.
Ass out. They snitched on her ass. I don't
Because see, I wouldn't, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm not a good friend. I would never do that to Nels. Look, with friends like that, who needs enemies?
Right. So, look. See if I tell y'all anything else.
Okay. So then yeah, Brandan is like, oh yeah, I'm jealous, but she's crazy as hell too. They both want them to stop the jealousy because they think it's crazy, it's toxic. And I did like the one friend who was basically just like, look, y'all don't need to get married right now. Y'all actually need to take some time. Pong.
I like Pong.
And take some more time to really get to know each other, because yeah, y'all got stuff to work out, and it don't make no sense. Y'all run into the altar and y'all still really don't know each other. And I was like,
he like, look, see, you ain't know her. You ain't
right.
know.
And then Brandan said something about them not having any secrets. And that's when they were like, oh, so you didn't tell him that you be cutting off the Wi-Fi and you be leaving to go hang out with us? I said, y'all three.
And Pong was like, see, you don't know her.
You don't know nothing about her.
You don't know her. Damn.
So of course Mary is like, and so he looking at her sideways like, is that true?
The fact that she laughed, she's like, oh, what? He like,
and then when she realizes that he might be a little upset, and he is hurt, because he's like, if I did this, it would be World War III.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely agree with him.
So does she. She know.
She know. That don't mean she gonna change. So that's the part that bothered me. She knows, she can recognize she was wrong. I don't think she's gonna change anything.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, and then she starts crying, this manipulative, you know, oh, and I'm not gonna give up my friends. I don't have anybody else, and you were sleeping and I was at home alone. I was like, oh my God. And then he's like, oh, don't cry, puppy. I love you so much. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just irritated me. And yeah, and they all kissy, huggy, lovey, and then the friend's like, so stop being jealousing, stop jealousing. And then he's like, okay, I pinky promise. And that was pretty much Brandan and Mary. And I said, she didn't learn shit from this. Got put on blast, thrown out on front. The only thing that Mary learned is to stop telling her friend shit. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. TJ and Kimberly.
Oh, Jesus. We starting out hot.
That looked like that really took something out. You said, oh, jeez.
I'm just saying that just starting out in the thick of it. God.
So we know after that last blow up that we talked about last episode, once again, TJ tries to come and reconcile with her and apologize.
He said it's a new day.
Well, no, this is the same day. It was the same day. Remember when he walked out? He came back and apologized for walking out. He said, you know what? He didn't want things to go badly. So he just decided to leave. And then he invited her outside to, get some fresh air and have a conversation. But of course, she's still being bitchy, talking about how she expected to have a nice conversation. And there needs to be mutual respect.
Do you think, okay, so by your tone, do you think that Kim is wrong? In her delivery, yes. But do you think that in just the situation?
Yeah, I think she's wrong.
Even though because I'm going to tell you, for me, what it is, and maybe because I'm the viewer and I'm on the outside looking in, but to me, she's not wrong, because he's setting her up. She's basically like, I'm trying to be heard.
You're
And he's not
outside looking in, Treese. No, she don't know that. She don't
right,
know
but he's
that.
keeping it from her.
Yeah, okay, he's wrong in that aspect. Yes.
Okay, but that's
But
really
she
wrong
listen,
to because he's
but
making it
no,
seem like she
no,
has a voice and she doesn't.
Trace, that's not what she's reacting off of though. So she's wrong of what she's reacting off of. She doesn't even know that to be reacting the way
Well, but
she's
she's
reacting.
starting to notice because I told you this and this and this, and you completely disregarded me and ignored me and did what you wanted to do. I get what you're saying, but I think that these are major red flags. And she's like, before I marry this man, because I'm seeing that if he's disregarding little things like this, what's going to happen when it's like big cultural things, like with your family? Are you going to quickly just like, I think that's what I'm saying in her defense. I think that she's getting scared and she feels like she has to speak up because she sees what's about to happen. Now, should she run like hell? I don't know, because she has to be able to adapt.
So the thing is, I don't know. I don't know if he's ignoring what she said based on what he said last episode. He said, there's cultural differences in the way they build things. He had a certain amount to work with. He doesn't have major contractors building this. He has some, like rinky-dink people. So based off of that, to me, what it tells me is that he didn't ignore her. He just did what he could with what he had.
Okay, and I'll give him grace. I told
and
you,
I don't know if that's the case. But like I said, if that is the case, I do feel that he should have communicated that before she got there. I feel that he could have said, I know that this is what you want, so that she, like she wants, feels heard. I know you want this, and that. She'll know that she's heard. Right. But here, whatever Yash said, or whatever the hell, how many kilometers it is away. That's not how they do things. They don't build things like that. It's culturally different or whatever. I feel like that could have been a conversation ahead of time. So if that is the issue, then I think it should have definitely been told to her, so she didn't have, her hopes up high or these high expectations, and then, get there and then she's let down, that it's not the way she thought it was going to be. I definitely feel that way. But okay. I'm just going based off of what he said. He basically said this is all we had to work with. We had not some huge major contractors to do this, and this is what they were able to do with what we had. Now, if you spent all your money to try to make my dreams come true, and this is what the end result is, I'm going to have gratitude because you tried.
Well, that's true. And you know what's so crazy, but I thought about it too. And I said, when I was watching it, I said, well, it couldn't have been that bad because you stayed up there. You had somewhere you could go sleep with windows and all that other stuff. And you chose not to because you wanted to be so stubborn and prove a point. So you slept in the cold. And so it couldn't have been that bad. No, I understand. She wants to feel heard. And I think that he could have definitely made her feel heard, especially if he knew what she wanted. But if he was unable to make it happen, that's where my head is. He made it seem like he was unable to make it happen. Like, not like he completely ignored her. Okay. So basically, she told him she's still upset. She's feeling like she's not heard. And then he just got up and left, and he refused to say that he heard her. And he says, that he left because he was really enraged. She says that she understands why he left, but lets him know that he could also communicate, hey, I'm leaving because this and that, or, let's just talk about it later before he ups and leaves. So he said, I thought your spirits guys would have told you. You're an asshole. You're an ass. So she explains that, she does get aggressive and angry. And cursing is really just a part of her language. It's a part of her nature. But she's going to, and she's not cursing him out. She's just really used to doing it. And he said, he's never heard these things in his life. So he always relates it to the exact meaning, like when she called him a dick. Here's my only thing, and I hate to compare. One thing I'm going to give Jenny, up until maybe a season or two ago, we never seen her really be crazy outspoken. She was very in line with the
She was
culture.
also older, Treese.
Yeah.
She was also
And
older.
then I'm looking at how these young girls is rocking. I can't even say young. What's the name? Jen from last season, but she was like in her 40s. Because remember, they were like, she's too old. And I just heard, I don't know. I think she was respectful of the culture up until they were like, you're still not good enough to be married to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I will say that parts of me does feel like she is kind of low-key disrespectful.
She's super disrespectful.
Okay. So I can't even say low-key. She's high-key.
I think she's super disrespectful, especially to me. You know what? For me,
because I feel like when you go over there, and I understood what her brother was saying, and guys, I am not.
You mean what his brother was saying?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be male identified or, with the misogyny of it all. But in their culture, that's the way it works. And that's where
like
you are.
No,
and
when he said, who's holding you here?
Right.
That's so
And that's basically what you're signing. I don't want to say what you're signing up for. I know that you love him, but this man comes with that culture and you've decided to move into it. So a part of me does feel like she lucky his mama probably didn't cuss her out in Hindi or whatever they speak.
And that's what it is for me. My thing is this.
Because it seems like they're trying to make her comfortable. Because Samit's mama wouldn't have gave a damn.
No.
Rishi's mama certainly wouldn't have gave a damn.
Mm-mm. For me, it's the fact that, okay, from his point of view, he tried, but certain things just couldn't be done the way she wanted.
Right.
It's day one that she got there. She's not showing any type of appreciation. She's yelling, she's screaming. Yes, that's your own apartment upstairs, but the family can hear you downstairs. That's disrespectful. You're yelling all through the damn house.
Right.
About the way things are built. And really, it's your first night there. Like, damn.
Not even that. I'm sure they probably feel like, too, she probably thinks she's more superior than us because she's an American. So when you come there and you try to on everything and you only been there, you ain't even been there for a good 24 hours, I'm sure they feel a little bit disrespected.
What did Daddy say? Sheik of Dubai? Of
Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, she's super disrespectful. So, she told him that she'll work on her language. And, if he's getting loud, she'll calmly, let him know.
I don't believe that for a second.
Tone it down.
I don't believe that for a second.
So they came to an understanding, and then they calmly, basically, she calmly let him know the things that are wrong with the apartment, what she should have done from the beginning. I'm not saying that she couldn't express herself, but there was a way to do it. And basically, he lets her know that he'll take care of it. So he does warn her that his family is feeling some type of way, especially his brother Yash. And she said,
"Oh, is that his name?
Is it Yash?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is that his name? All my notes say the brother.
Yeah, I think it's Yash.
Oh, okay.
Because my thing kept on putting it as yes. And she says, that's why I didn't want to live with his family anyway. Because it's our marriage, it's between us. And he said that he'll let them know that everything's good now and settled, and he appreciates her for respecting his feelings and moving in with his family.
You know what? I'm gonna give her. I'm actually gonna give him a little bit of credit. Well, no, because Sumit did the same thing. But I just wonder why these Americans always think that they're gonna come over when they live with mama till they're married. They clearly have every intention that if you're gonna be my wife and move over here, you need to move in with my mom. I just don't understand why they even do it if they're not like this whole idea of moving. But I'll give him credit for at least doing the apartment. Like I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Because he could have just said no. Like that's not what we do. Like Rishi, like even Sumit was fighting it for a while. Like that's not a thing.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't, like, he got her own apartment.
He got her own apartment. He would stay over there with her, but then he would go back home.
But he did that because she couldn't stay with his family.
Right.
And he did it like far from his family.
Right.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't understand.
So for
Drop
him
down in the comments, y'all. I mean, Americans, otherwise, different cultures. Just let
to
me
me,
know.
that goes to show me he listens. You
Right.
don't want to live with my family? Okay. We're going to compromise. I'm going to build an apartment above my family's house.
Yeah. I just never understand it, why they go over there with that
Entitlement.
idea even in mind.
Entitlement.
That's it.
So back at the house, TJ knows that his parents still feeling some type of way, but you know, he says that they accept his relationship because they know how much he loves her. Now, regardless, they're excited about the fact that it's wedding week, and you know, they have so many rituals to celebrate. Now it's day one, and they're making a resemblance of Lord Ganeshi.
Ganesh, I think it is.
I don't know. I see.
Oh no, Ganesh. Is it Ganesh? Yeah, it's Ganesh.
I seen it spelled so many different ways on my damn thing. It said Ganesha, Ganesh. Then they sound like they said Ganeshi. I don't know. Basically, it's with soil, cow dung, and turmeric. They just don't mind playing with cow dung, because we saw this with the Samit. Remember the little, or was it Samit or Rishi making little patties? Remember that they were sitting
Oh
on
yeah. Good memory.
Yeah, the girl, it was cow dung. I'm gonna remember that. And basically this is to bless their union. Now, Mama, I don't know her name, but Mama, she's still pissed. Okay,
She don't really like her.
She don't. And I think,
but she just want, you know, I can respect her though. She just want her son to be happy.
That's Kimberly's fault. I feel like she did like her. Mama's pissed, and you know, she said that she knows Kimberly knows it. She can see it all over her face. But regardless, you know what, she's gonna give her blessing, because yes, she wants her son to be happy. Now, apparently, previously, Kimberly sent the mom a text apologizing for yelling and disrupting the peace of the house. I'm glad she did that, because that's what I was talking about, was disrespectful.
Right.
But really, she said she doesn't really know how they truly feel about her getting married to him, because ain't nobody say nothing. They all smiling in her face, but she feels like
giving her gifts and stuff.
But she like, it's a ticking time bomb. Okay. Now her and TJ, they step outside, and he let her know that he really appreciates her trying to learn the culture, even though, you know, she's uncomfortable. She's like, yes, I am uncomfortable, but I do know it's important to learn the culture. Is she really taking it in now? Now she's asking the right questions right about now. She says, you know, after we get married, what am I going to be doing on a day-to-day basis? He tries to beat around the bush.
You think that was a good question to ask after she flew over there, and it's...
Oh, well, I mean, no, not after she flew over there.
Oh, okay.
But I also don't think that she should be getting married a week after she moves there. There's a whole bunch of things wrong with this situation.
Oh, okay.
But
and let's just keep it real. Even if she asked, he wouldn't have told her. So,
but I'm glad still that she's asking.
Right.
Okay. And he basically said, you know, the women wake up early, they do the housework, they clean, they prepare the food. But he knows she ain't about that life. And she said, yeah, nuh-uh, that's for the birds.
Yeah,
and
I ain't doing it.
You said what?
Yeah, I ain't doing it.
I ain't gonna do it. And he said, you know, like, it'll be regulated. Certain days she'll cook, certain days she'll do the dishes. She said, that sounds way too scheduled for me. If we never talked about this, he was like, damn, like, it's just an example. But we know damn well that's a lie, because that's the way it's gonna be, and the way he discussed with his family before she got there. So apparently TJ had to go to work. So Yash is taking Kimberly out to go shopping to get some bangles for the wedding. Apparently this is a huge part of the wedding. Okay.
Right. Her attire, or part of her attire.
Her attire, yes. And she's feeling a little uncomfortable because, you know, she said they haven't addressed the elephant in the room. She said she would describe their relationship as cordial, but they have similar personalities. He's dominant. I'm sorry. They're both dominant and both particular. So, you know, they have a seat and have a conversation. He asked how she's feeling about being back there. She says she's adapting to a different environment and feels like she has some changing to do. And she brings up the garlic thing and how she has to check with the family to find out if she can even cook garlic and feels that it's invasive. And he explains that it's not allowed in the kitchen because whatever they eat, they're offering to Krishna. And they can't offer any garlic food to Krishna. And, they have to have respect for their God. And she said, I'm obviously not offering it to Krishna.
Right. And look, she said, I'm not offering it to Krishna, I'm offering it to myself.
I don't know why. I thought that was super disrespectful. And basically she should be allowed to eat what she wants. And the thing is, what he's saying is, whatever we cook in this house, whatever food we eat, we're offering it to Krishna. So regardless of whether you think you're offering it to Krishna, if you eat it in this house, that's who you're offering it to. And then she said, well, what if I decide I want to eat meat again? He said, well, you ain't a part of the family. He said, you eat cow, you eat pork. You ain't a part of this family because
you can do that by yourself.
That's not the sentiment that we follow.
You heathen.
Right? And then tells her, if she does something against the tradition, all she's doing is making it hard for TJ. It ain't got nothing to do with us. You ain't making it hard for us. You making it hard for TJ because he has to appease the both of us, you and his family. I said, oh. And she said, well, this is why I didn't want to live with you guys. I'm literally doing this for TJ. He said, okay. And he used all his money to build this separate apartment for you. And she's like, okay. And I moved across the world for him. I said, oh, that's my goodness. She said. It's going downhill. It's going downhill. Okay. And
that brother really don't like her.
He don't. And I feel like it's for good reason. He said that he broke all his traditions and agreed to marry her. And she said that she's making the biggest sacrifice. He's still living with his family. And I can't even talk to mine during the day.
Well,
I guess I'm guessing it's the time difference thing is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And he said that, basically, look, when he said this, I said, okay, now we can't make a list. But he was like, basically, you can't make a list, who's doing more, you doing this and he doing that. And she said, what I'm trying to help you understand is that, I'm doing a lot to live here and it's not ideal. And he said, we're doing a lot to let you live here.
I said, you done got this man fired up.
He said, we respect your tradition and your liberty. She said, no. You telling me I can't cook garlic. He was like, really? Is that all?
He was like, are we going back to the garlic?
Right? Because you can't cook garlic. He said, in India, we don't have individuality, liberty, and freedom. Those are Western things. And, he said, we have boundaries because it's good for us. And this is how we do work.
And she's like, is it really good for you? I said, oh, girl.
When she said that, I said, girl,
we're going into a different type of wrong road. Yeah.
And she said, it's okay for you to have an opinion and express yourself, but not for me. He said, yeah, exactly. That's how it is here. She said, understand that I was free and moving here is constricting me. He said, who's stopping you from leaving?
He said, you ain't got to go home, but you could get the hell out of here.
But you could. You can leave that apartment right where the hell it is. Right. We can leave it undone the way
he's like, because I'm over here sleeping, sharing a room with my mama. I can move up there.
Exactly.
No windows, no doors.
We can stop playing in this wedding right now because really it's supposed to be your family, but we doing it. Right. Okay. So, he basically said, you're not temporarily staying here. She said, okay, so how long am I staying? He said, you're here with the family, stupid. I can't stop laughing because
she's like, don't you call me stupid.
Stupid. Did you just call me? He said, yeah, I called you stupid because you're showing stupidity. She said, don't you ever call me stupid. That whole scene just took me out. But I already knew when she went out with the brother. I said,
it for her, yeah.
I said, it's about to go down. I already knew.
We actually see Danielle and Yohan. They actually seem to be getting along as they are getting prepared to go have dinner with Lizette and Sandra, Danielle's friends who we know are in town visiting her from New York. Now, Yohan seems to like her friends and even asked them how their date at the beach was in English, which I thought was really cute. And the girls actually were proud.
He did really good.
Right.
I don't know why he sound even different in English. I don't know why. Did he sound different in English?
He did. I said, okay. I said, well,
his voice sounds a little sexy in English.
Maybe she's prepping him.
I said,
or maybe he's been studying up on his English. So Sandra brings up, like, what's the game plan for your future? Are y'all thinking about kids? And Danielle says that she feels, this was just the craziest comment that she ever made. She said that right now she feels like she could have 1 or 2 kids. But in 2 years, I said, nigga, it'll be like 2 or 3. If you ain't got, she says she has a 22-year-old that we're just finding out about.
right. I was like, I don't remember her saying it.
And apparently I learned that he's actually a stand-up comedian and he tells jokes about his mom. But
how did you find that out?
I would keep my ear to these YouTube streets.
So wait, he tells jokes about his mom.
Yeah, it's a part of his skit. Because he probably thinks she's apeshit crazy. But anyway,
like about her being on the show?
I don't know if it's about the show. They didn't play any of the skit. They just showed him and we're talking.
I'm gonna have to find out his name.
But well, I'll let y'all know Shade Squad so we can go look him up. But anyway, so and that's probably why she didn't tell. He probably don't even want to be affiliated with her for real. So yeah, basically Danielle I just don't understand her. She's been a mother before, so she knows that that's not how kids grow up. Like, if anything, you need more energy as they get older than you do when they're younger.
I think she meant that she doesn't want to start. Like, she won't be in the mindset to start in 2 years. I don't think she's saying.
Okay, look at you giving her grace.
I don't think she meant that she doesn't want to be a mother in 2 years.
Yeah, you giving her grace because that's a stupid ass statement, Danielle. So then she shares with the ladies that Yohan just wants to do it naturally and thinks that they should just have sex every day. And I guess because they live this nice soft life beach life that they resort.
He lives a soft life and she's working.
Right. But I mean, they live this resort life that they live and so they can.
I don't know. It made me want to look at some countries to move to though. I ain't gonna lie. I saw the river. I said, listen.
But however, apparently they've been trying to conceive since before they were married, and it to no avail. They haven't been successful. So she's thinking that the easier route would be to go the medical, or the shortest route would be to go to medical, because I think she said that she's 42. Apparently her and Yohan have been to see a doctor before, and they've basically told her that she only has like a 5% chance to do this naturally, which is crazy because I was told, or I heard that scene was filmed when they were on Love in Paradise. So that was like a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
So she was at 5% back then. I can't imagine unless Baba and worked his magic and put some balls and chains.
She was kicking some more.
Look, or she better keep kicking that damn coconut. You never know. So
she gonna hurt her damn toe.
Right. So yeah, and Lizette thinks all this is nice, but that it sounds like a lot of money, and reminds Danielle
she's the only one working.
Right. That she's the only one working, and also reminds her of how hard of a time it was as a single mother. And and I thought that was funny because I was like, are you saying Yohan is gonna leave her and she's gonna end up being a single mom?
I don't think that's what she was saying. I think what she was saying was he's not
but look, you might as well be a single mom if he ain't working.
And that's what I think she was saying. He's not working, and basically you would be a single mom. He's just there.
Right. So Danielle and Yohan are going to spend the day at the Rio with Yohan's family. Danielle wants to. No,
she didn't say the Rio.
The Rio, yes. Danielle wants to take a bacteria test before getting in the water because she's concerned about her pH balance. I said, okay. Whatever makes your heart happy. But I can get it. After I saw the cow sitting right there and it was couch, it did kind of make me like, I don't know if I would be swimming in those waters either, but it looks great.
There's plenty of stuff you done swam in. There's stuff you swimming in the ocean, you don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point. Apparently, going to the Rio is a pastime for the Dominicans, and Yohan says it's important to him. And that's when, you know, they get together, friends, family. So it was real cute.
They look super dope to me. They was playing in the river. They had the little grill going. That looked like
it
a
was
good
cute.
cookout family time. That looked like some fun.
And they introduced Lizette and Sandra to his family, and they fit right in because, of course, they're, you know, Spanish speaking.
Boricua.
But not even that. They're just super welcoming.
Mhm.
And so yeah, and she's like, they have a moment where they talk, and they're like, "Can't you see your kids running around here, enjoying playing, growing with the family?" And she's just like, "Well, now that I think about it, now it sounds like she's thinking about coming back to America." Because she doesn't know if she can raise, she wants her kids to have activities and things, and doesn't think that they'll get the same type of education.
You better remember that cost. She won't be $100,000 richer no more.
And the government might come looking for you. But just saying. But
You back to being a U.S. president.
right.
Kirsten is still pissed about the night prior. Julio has a sudden change of heart and wants to still live together. She said the plan was for her to come to the U.S. and learn about his life, and she ended up learning a lot of surprises. He basically threw Vincent under the bus and said it was Vincent's fault because he brought it up. And Kirsten said, not really, but
You didn't have to
regardless.
co-sign that.
Huh?
He didn't have to co-sign that.
But yeah, she's like, regardless, you ran along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he said after the ultimatum, you know, he takes it back because he doesn't want to lose her. But of course, she don't believe it because that's not the energy he's giving.
And she should.
But you know, she says she's leaving the next day, so she wants to make the best of her time with him. So, you know, he says that he's really unsure after seeing everybody's reaction, and really with the move coming up so soon, so he really doesn't know how he feels. Now, he says that he took her, I guess he took her to a traditional American style breakfast because it's his favorite spot. She's pretty impressed. She said that, you know, she's never had potatoes for breakfast.
She didn't know what hollandaise sauce was. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's cute.
she likes it. I don't, it is cute to like see like all the different stuff. What was the other thing she didn't see? Pigeons before, I think.
What is it?
Was it pigeons? Was it pigeons? Well, I felt like she didn't see pigeons before.
Oh.
Squirrels. It was the squirrels.
Oh.
That's what it was. It was a squirrel she had never saw before.
I thought, so look, that might be me being an ignorant American. I thought squirrels were everywhere.
I think I did too, but
oh, okay.
You know. Now she says that basically she did like it. Best thing that she had was some New York pizza, and she was shocked because she didn't expect it to be so good. Julio said that's the main thing, you know, he's gonna miss when he moves. She said, sir, all you gotta do is take a train to Italy. That pizza is the best. And let me say something, I ain't gonna lie. I can't say the rest about Italian food, but the pizza, the pizza's amazing. It definitely it.
I've heard that about Italy.
I'm from New York and I love New York pizza, but that pizza is different. And it's all different kinds. It's all different kinds. It's just different. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, but it's not New York pizza. He sounds like such a New Yorker.
Yeah.
And basically, you know, then he asked her, he's like, so you can't see yourself living here at all? Let me tell you something. The face she gave was like, sir, I am trying to enjoy this last day here, and you are getting it up for me.
Right.
Okay. And then she said, no, I don't want to live here. Basically, where's this coming from? And he said, I mean, like for a month or two, so you know, you can hang out, get to know my family. And he said, you know, he's starting to feel like he's giving up a lot, and it's hard because he feels like the train has already left the station and he's already committed to it. So, you know, he has some things to really think through. So she asked him, do you still even want to go? He said, of course.
Playing in her
basically. And then tells her, you know, if you can make this, then, you know, I'm all yours. But, you know, I'm gonna have to come back and forth sometimes for my food fix. And she says, she's like, what's up with you? Like, you have one or like, oh, okay.
Because he's acting brand new.
Yeah, she's like, what's up with you? You was there for 1 or 2 months. You didn't complain about the food. Now you want me to come back here just for food? Like, what's up? And he said, no, it's other
Because he's
stuff.
not trying to leave, sweetheart.
But, you know, it would be nice for us to come back here. I don't know, because the thing is, what's weird is he's always said that he wants to live out the country.
And what did I tell y'all?
But
actually, Nels said it. I didn't even say it. Nels is the one that came up with the narrative that he's just using her to get out the country. It ain't got nothing to do with her. And I can't say that I don't. The more and more this storyline drags out, the more I'm convinced that he is playing in her face, and he just wants a way over there.
Well, he's messing it up right now, because she might just say F his ass.
Not really. As long as he can get a residency again, he just want to.
How's he gonna get a residency?
You don't have to be married to get a residency.
How is he going over there again?
A residency, like he's just gonna stay there for a year, like how people come on like a student visa or a travel visa, or whatever the case may be. That's why I said it's not. I said, why are they not, if they're so in love, and this is 90 days like, Fiancé, but he would why are we not doing the K1 visa?
My thing is, but he's going over there. He would be going over there with no support, no nothing. He doesn't speak the language. He doesn't have a job. Like, whatever. If you don't care.
But he wants to be out there and live by himself. Make it make sense. Now we are getting back to Armando and Kenny. Really, it's just Armando. Armando decides that he's going to take his mother out again to get everything off his chest. Okay, he said I wasn't done with you.
He said I couldn't finish because Hannah was there. So now
he said I held back, but I'm gonna let you know how I really feel.
Look, when he said, I thought, "Ooh, okay, Armando."
Now he tells her the biggest reason for leaving San Felipe was because he didn't feel supported. He tells her it was hard coming out, losing Hannah's mom, and says that, you know, he hated himself and, you know, was trying to make himself be who his parents wanted him to be, and he just couldn't be that. So he says that, you know,
ain't in the army.
Right. He says that he would never want to cause Hannah or his mom pain. And that Hannah has been a bright light that has kept him alive because he didn't want her to have the hurt of losing 2 parents. I said, wow.
Yeah.
His mom says she regrets it and, you know, that she does love him. And she tells him that she's sorry, which I thought was good because I feel like the first time he said something, she was like, well, you know, that's just how we are in our culture. We don't, you know, and she tried to like excuse what he was saying. So she said that, you know, she says in the confessional that it was basically hard hearing him say that he was depressed and thinking of unaliving himself. And she's just grateful that he was strong enough to get through it alone. He tells her that he wants to leave those things in the past and thanks her for coming to visit with him. He shares that he does have to consider Kenny since he's made so many sacrifices to be there with him, and there is better opportunities for Hannah. She gives him her blessing if he wants to move to Mexico City. And Armando says he is ready for change and ready to have another baby. That this is what this is really about. And Armando, poor boy, he thinks he's playing chess, not checkers. So he thinks that, okay, Kenny wants to move here. I want this second baby. But Kenny wants to move here because Kenny want to have fun, okay? I still don't think Kenny's gonna go for it, but he's in the hopes because there is a surrogacy clinic there that Kenny will be on board to have a baby, which in turn would make him be on board for moving to Mexico City. It's a great plot, but Kenny is wise beyond his years, okay? He ain't stupid. He's not new to this, he's true to it.
Yes. Yes.
And got 3 kids your age. He knows he knows manipulation when he sees it coming. So yeah, y'all, that was pretty much the episode. I mean, really, TJ and Mary and Brandan was kind of the, meat and potatoes. Julio still playing in our girl Kirsten's face, and I hope she just leave him and get on the plane and stop worried about him because he is wasting her time. So yeah, let us know what you think. Drop down in the comments. But if you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And make sure you comment.
And hit the notification bell.
I'll give her a pass because it's late.
It's late. It's late, y'all. It's late.
But yeah, and make sure you're following us on the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And guys, please, please, please keep an eye out. We will let you know as soon as we've hit 500. And it may be you. You might be that one. As they say in church, are you that one? Are you that one? Come down to the altar. Hit that subscribe button, Shade Squad.
Oh my God.
And yes,
you're taking them to church street.
Yeah, we're gonna take you to church. But stay tuned for details, and we will let y'all know when we will be celebrating, and hopefully you guys will come through and congratulate us, and we'll discuss some hot topics. But we mainly just want to kind of talk to y'all and let y'all know a little bit more about us and just shoot the shit and celebrate, because it's a long time coming and probably not as long as many other people, but I'm just blessed that we got here when we did, and we want to continue to grow and glow. So we hope you will join us in the celebration. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another review. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.